It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. Tonight, it's the Orlando Magic as they'll be playing against the Philadelphia 76ers. Taking a look at the 76ers, they were undefeated against this squad last season, going 3-0. We'll see if they can continue that dominance. Here in the early part of the season, Kenny, we've already seen a few teams outperform expectations. What can they do to keep rolling?
Just keep playing to your strengths, and you never let up. You can't change what you're doing now. It's working.
It's that simple.
It's that simple.
And to add on to what my good friend Kenny is saying,
Am I not your friend?
But you didn't say anything.
Yes,
Kenny
I did.
said something. All right. Anyway, can't get overconfident like you're doing right now. Even though you're winning, you keep looking for things that you can do better.
Man.
And you are my good friend, Ernie. I love you.
Thanks, Shaq. Now, let's send it over to Kevin Harlan.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another exciting broadcast of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. The 76ers hoping for a happy ending to close out their homestand before hitting the road. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Orlando this season. In the season before, they completely controlled the series 3-0.
Yeah, and they came out with a W every time they played this squad last year. A stark contrast drawn between the conference's haves and have-nots.
Guys, they deserve a lot of credit for not losing focus and letting one slip away. They came to play every time, and I expect that'll be the case tonight.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Guys, Joel Embiid is listed at 7 feet, but at player introductions, they say 7'2" center, Joel Embiid. Now, Brett Brown says when you stand next to him, you understand the difference between 7 feet and 7'2". He's a big man, Kevin.
He is tremendous size and skill to match, DA. Thanks. And early in the season, many coaches, Clark, still experimenting with rotations. Who plays when and where, and how long has it been in your experience to have that established on a team?
Well, it varies from team to team. There are a number of factors. One, the coach, has he been there a while? Does he have an established style of play and system? Two, what's your roster like? How healthy are you? What's the mix and makeup of your team? So it could vary, but typically you'd like to have it not prolong itself into the regular season. You hope that a few weeks of training camp, and then by the time you get a month of the season under your belt, that you're pretty anchored into who you are and how you're going to try to play.
Good outline. A look at the starting group for the Magic. Gordon down low with Bamba next to him. Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt, and it's Ross in at the 3 slot. And Ben Simmons, who missed the first season in the NBA with an injury. Boy, Greg, was he worth the wait.
And you knew he'd be a special kind of player after being taken first overall. But he is so unique in how great of a player he is. His ability to command attention on offense without having a great outside shot really is something you just don't see in today's NBA.
On the free throw, no good.
Boy, the athleticism that Simmons has is downright scary. I mean, remarkable, the talent this man has, and the potential, I think, to be a multi-time All-Star.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Boy, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup.
Now, here's Fournier. Ross with it. Just 5 on the clock. Shoots over Covington. Ross, that's good.
Feasting on the leftovers, eating big time. Ross stepping inside the arc and making it happen.
And Simmons slams it in.
Nice there, getting the reverse. Love that. And the fans got a little bit of a show there.
Guys, that one definitely had a little something extra on it.
A jaw-dropper emoji is what I look like right now. Incredible.
And they pick up 2.
And hey, Fournier is not just an outside shooter. I mean, he can also get busy near the basket thanks to that quick release.
Augustine against Simmons. He kicks it to Embiid, and the dunk by Embiid.
Kevin, he is tough to stop when he gets to the rim.
Yeah, Greg, he can get up a few notches higher.
Well, and that's exactly how the game is played in the paint inside, guys. I mean, if you can play over the top, I think you've got a big advantage.
Here's Gordon. Here's Bamba, and the rejection by Embiid. There's a good screen. Pass to Bamba. To the middle. Here's Fournier. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. Simmons dishes to Embiid, and it's Mohamed Bamba with the foul. That's his first foul. Here's Saric.
4 or 5 to start the game. That's their first miss.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up.
I tell you, Joel Embiid possesses remarkable talent. I mean, this big guy is graceful and strong. He's a real matchup problem for everybody.
The 76ers have shot just 1 free throw, missing that one earlier.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
Two shots.
The free throw drops for Embiid.
And last year, we saw what a full season of Embiid looks like. I mean, scary to think that this is just the beginning of his career. He looks like he can go down as one of the greats to play if he can stay healthy.
And Orlando making a change here. Vucevic is checked in. He hits both from the stripe. And Embiid has already made the jump from star to superstar.
And part of that is his personality. I think his game does speak for itself. Gives you everything you want from a center on both ends of the floor. Effortless athleticism and has incredible skill and touch for a player his size.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
The Magic trail by 8. And now the first timeout called here for the Magic.
And with the tide running against them, needs to talk it over with his guys.
You're exactly right. Halting the other team's run momentarily. Let's see what he comes up with now, Greg.
Taking a look at some numbers for Redick, some last season stats for him. 6th in free throw percentage. And with that effortless stroke, he climbed all the way to the top 15 in three-point percentage.
And again, you gotta love his commitment to excellence. He owns the free throw line. It's truly an impact part of his game. And here's Covington from the arc. Vucevic with the rebound. The Magic have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Now Augustine, he's coming off a 13-point game against Charlotte. Shoots from 12, and too long on the shot.
If you're a pro, you got to drain that shot. I mean, doesn't matter who you are, the defense left him wide open. Pros make those.
The shot by Redick, no good. The Magic trail by 8. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Augustine passes to Vucevic. Tries to snap the cold streak. He lays it in. Vucevic has got his first basket of the night.
And Vucevic is a guy who constantly keeps defenders guessing when he has the ball deep in the post. Just an excellent finisher at the rim.
Here's Simmons. Great D that time from Vucevic.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and That's a shot, and if you're a pro, you need to make that one.
And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the 76ers?
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
And he knocks down the first one. And Evan Fournier, the young player out of France, gives you a lot to work with on the offensive end.
Yeah, Fournier has become more of an initiator, a guy who sets things up offensively. He can take over the ball handling duties from time to time and takes good care of it. He squeezes that orange pretty well, and he looks really comfortable, more and more comfortable, running the pick and roll.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
And, you know, one of the areas where the Orlando Magic struggled was with consistency, but not only on the floor, but across the franchise. A lot of coaching turnover the past decade.
Back to Redick from the arc. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 3 assists in the game.
Excellent confidence from Redick. Really good. I mean, taking his time, his form, textbook.
Now here is Augustine. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Embiid with the steal. Outside, Simmons. Stolen by Gordon. It's Fournier on the wing. Over Simmons. The baseline jumper goes down. Fournier's got 5 points so far. And the Magic have gone through a lot of coaches, as you said.
Yeah, lack of continuity at that position can really derail any momentum you're attempting to build. And the same can be said about their players. A lot of trades and turnovers with the roster. That's not a recipe for consistent success.
Just 5 to shoot. Here's Saric. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, they gave up in that one. The defense constantly breaking down way too many times.
Yep, and that's not a winning performance. I mean, you got to tighten up the defense moving forward if you're going to get some W's.
Augustine, no luck. The 76ers leading by 8. Embiid kicks to Simmons. Here's Saric. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Redick passes to Simmons. Fires from the wing. Rebounded by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Here's Augustine. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. The pass to Ross. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
When it comes to driving the ball inside, Ross is awesome. Remarkably quick and athletic. Knifes his way to the rim with ease.
Now here's Redick. Right side Simmons. It's stolen by Vucevic. Now here's Ross. Knocked away. Covington with the steal. And now here comes Simmons leading the break. And Simmons slams it in.
Man, I like the activity of Covington's hands. He's constantly active, which is why he's able to get these steals.
Now here's Fournier. Last game he had 12. Vucevic, great touch on the 16-footer.
Well, he could have earned some style points there, but he really doesn't need to use the fadeaway when he's that wide open.
And Redick kicks to Simmons. over Augustine. And the 76ers tack on 2 more.
You know, this quarter has been all him, all about him. They're getting it to him in his spots, and he's taking over.
Pass to Vucevic. Augustine against Simmons. Lock at 6. Fournier gets a wide open look and a miss there on the triple.
Boy, I'm surprised he couldn't put that away. I mean, the defense clearly botched an assignment, leaving him open.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are. Šarić, the Croatian forward, came into the NBA fairly polished. Has still improved his game year to year, which is a credit to him and his work ethic. There still are areas that he can work on, but make no mistake about it, this guy has shown from day one that he's an impact player.
2 shots.
No good on the free throw. With Šarić and how he plays, Clark, he's developing his non-scoring skills as well.
Yeah, he's a very smart player, Kevin, especially for how young he is. And I think he's got a game that's just going to continue to grow and refine with time. He's proved he actually can, on occasion, act as a point forward if you need it.
And he's good on the second.
You know, the toughness Šarić possesses is really pretty impressive. A guy who lost 6 teeth in a game one time and kept on playing. Wow.
Now, here's Vucevic. 11 points for him in that last game against Charlotte.
Yeah, but the rebounding in that game as well was just tremendous. I mean, he dominated the backboard.
From 12 feet out. That one off the back iron and out. The 76ers leading by 12. Here's Fultz. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a 3-point play.
And, you know, Fultz is a special guard. He's got a chance to be really, really good. Impressive strength, and he knows how to get up shots over tough defense.
And with as much news and worry that Fultz's jump shot has caused, you forget just how deadly he is going at the rim.
Yeah, has no problem cutting through the defense like a hot knife through butter. I tell you, Ben Simmons said he hates guarding Fultz in practice as it is impossible to stay in front of him. Just a very shifty player who uses his great handles to get into the teeth of the defense.
And that one misses. Head coaches obviously get the attention in all sports, Clark, but the assistants also play very big roles. How do you build chemistry as a coaching staff?
You know, I've never coached, but I've watched a lot of coaches. I think first and foremost, you appreciate your assistant coaches, and then you give them room to grow and develop as coaches. And you share with them the building of the team and the coaching of the team. And that, to me, I think, if you serve your assistant coaches as they're serving you, I think that's how you build the best chemistry.
And loyalty's got to be big among that group on that sideline, doesn't it? Loyal to each other.
Big time. Loyalty to one another, and then also a common focus on really serving the players to the best of their ability collectively.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Yeah, nothing major, not a huge advantage, but certainly a good sign for them going forward.
Muscala misses. The Magic trail by 12. Passes it to Simmons. The rebound by Johnson. Philadelphia's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. From the line, it's hauled in by the Magic. Vucevic has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And yes, it's good. And the 76ers lead by 14.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now, here's Grant. He's coming off a 10-point game against Charlotte.
But it didn't deter him from attacking defensively. His pressure was terrific. He also got 3 steals in that game.
That's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will retain possession. 1:46 left here in the first quarter.
And, you know, Isaac is a high percentage shooter, takes good shots and makes a good percentage of them. And he's very skilled at getting position to throw it down on you.
Now here's Chandler. A 14-point game for him in the win against Chicago. Here's a one-do. And Philadelphia grabs the miss.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
The Magic trail by 12. Isaac passes to Grant. A one-do, kicks to Simmons. Over Fultz. No good from Simmons.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
There's 57 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Johnson with a screen on Grant. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on Vucevic.
How can you not be a fan of T.J. McConnell if you like grit, tenacity, always ready to help his team? He's a fan favorite because he plays with such a competitive edge, even when most of the time he's outmatched physically. Extremely scrappy and heady. He played his college hoops at Arizona, and he's got a long future in front of him in the NBA.
That's good from McConnell. Both shots good from the stripe.
Yeah, a lot of whistles here early, as well as foul trouble starting to be an issue.
Yeah, that's a big reason they're trailing. You can't allow a parade to the free throw line and expect to be on top in the game.
No good from Simmons.
He's having a tough quarter, scoring the basketball, unable to help them close this gap.
Fultz, no good. The Magic trail by 14. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Isaac misses. Philadelphia's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. A shot by McConnell, no good. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Mike Muscala. That is his first foul of the game. And here is Grant, looking for his first basket still in this one. Kicks to Vucevic. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And that's how you move the basketball. Awesome passing leading to the bucket.
From deep. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so it's Ben Simmons making highlights for the Philadelphia 76ers. He was a true standout at the offensive end, both with his scoring and his passing. Right back after this break. A native of Cameroon, Joel Embiid talks about making a quick transition to the United States.
Not knowing English, obviously at the beginning it was a little bit hard to express myself. Obviously I can speak English perfectly now, so that's a plus, and I'm just being myself.
And that unique sense of humor, Greg, is a specialty of Embiid's.
He's a fun-loving guy who's become a must-follow on social media. And the transition he's made has been remarkable.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And the 76ers have been rolling along, haven't they?
I mean, an interesting first quarter. The pressure D seems to be causing a lot of turnover.
Just jumped all over him, Greg. I mean, pounced on him, using their length and quickness to come away with those steals.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So on the floor for Orlando, the lengthy bigs inside, Isaac and Bamba. Simmons is out there with Grant, and it's a one-do in at the 3.
Man, his range is really impressive. Shoots that thing from deep easily.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Brett Brown coached the Sixers team through some really lean years. Now, the promise started to show last season, but he said, I don't feel close to the notion that we've arrived. I'm hardened, just doing my job and moving forward. Kevin?
And continuing the process, D.A., thanks. 4 on the shot clock. And so it looks like the Magic will retain possession here. And a look now at the breakdown between 3-point and 2-point shots attempted here tonight for Philadelphia.
They are shooting the lights out from beyond on really limited attempts. So you have to think they ought to feed those hot hands on the perimeter and see if they can keep this thing going.
Clock is at 3. Shot to stop the run. No good from Grant. The 76ers leading by 20. Fultz with the ball. Now defended by Grant. From deep 3-point range. Offensive rebound. Muscala. And he jams it with authority.
And guys, that's his game. I mean, battling in the paint and cashing in on those second chance opportunities.
And Greg cashing in hard. I mean, man, oh man, he puts an exclamation point on that dunk.
Yes.
Guys, that's the only way he knows how to do it. Soft, I don't even think is in his vocabulary.
With the amount of characters and personalities on this Sixers team, Clark, you can't help but notice the attitude they play with.
Yeah, they play with edge. They play with brashness. Some would say arrogance, but all of the championship teams have some element of that, and that's where they're looking to go. On occasion, if their emotions get out of whack, it could get them in trouble, but I think they'll learn as they grow to tone that down and use it in a positive way.
Now, here's Fultz. They have a 22-point lead. It's the most they've led by. McConnell kicks to Fultz. Johnson up top. Over in the corner, Chandler. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. The Magic have gone 0 of 4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. Pass to Simmons. Buries the long-range jumper. Simmons got 5 points so far.
And, you know, this is why Simmons is here. He has tremendous self-belief, especially in his shooting ability.
Fultz, the pass to Johnson. Fultz with the ball. Simmons is there. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Markelle Fultz. That's his first foul. And some changes here for the 76ers. Robert Covington's checked in for Mike Muscala. And it's Ben Simmons in for T.J. McConnell. Aaron Gordon, he's checking in for the Magic. Now, here's Grant. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And stolen by Simmons. Here's Covington, and it's sent back by Isaac.
And the suffocating reach of Isaac is tough to overcome, and outshoot excels at getting up and denying shots.
And the 76ers with some changes. Joel Embiid comes in for Johnson, and J.J. Redick is subbed in for Fultz. Now about 3 minutes gone in this second quarter of basketball, and it's Mohamed Bamba with the foul. That's his third foul of the game. Embiid with it. He had 19 points in the win against Chicago.
And not just the scoring. It was also how fierce he was on defense, grabbing 3 steals on the night as well.
The Magic trail by 21. Now Fournier. He's got 5. Gordon a screen. Chandler against Fournier. Just 5 on the clock. Over Chandler. And J.J. Redick picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And the 76ers making a change here. Sharge is checked in. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. And stolen by Simmons. Sharge attacking. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got assist number 5 here tonight.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Sharge has the open look. Off target from three-point range.
Has not made another three since the one he drilled in the first, but still, you got to defend him from beyond the arc.
Gordon with the screen for Ross. In the corner, Bamba with it. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And with Mohamed Bamba, one of the first things you notice is that 7'9" wingspan. I mean, yeah, he's got to add more muscle on that frame, but he can use that reach already to make an impact at both ends.
First free throw is good. And with Bamba, in addition to his crazy length, you also get a player who's extremely smart.
How about getting scholarship offers from Ivy League schools, including Harvard? You can see him thinking on the court. He's deliberate in the things that he does. Bright future ahead for him.
And so he makes both from the line.
You know, the comparisons to Rudy Gobert are understandable. Bamba's insane reach really helps on both ends of the court.
And Reddick kicks to Simmons. And there's the pass to Covington. No good from outside. And there's the call on Dario Saric. That's his first foul.
And still early in the period, and they're only one foul away from being over the limit.
The Magic trail by 21. Magic moving the ball around. On the wing, Gordon. Covered by Saric. Three-pointer, Augustine.
The hustle from Simmons on defense is contagious, infectious. He brings all-out energy on every possession.
They set the pick. Augustine passes to Bamba. And then Gordon with the dunk.
And when Gordon is launched and in the air like that, he's a mesmerizing guy to keep an eye on and just get out of the way.
And that Unleash Chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Now here's Simmons. The shot by Saric, no good.
And you know, even with him struggling, they're still up. But they need him to find his rhythm soon.
And Augustine kicks to Bamba. Augustine against Simmons. 6 to shoot. Orlando needs to get off a shot. Fournier for 3. The shot, no good. And it's Philadelphia the other way.
You know, he's been off so far, Kevin, but there's still time. I mean, he just needs to settle it down, idle it down a little bit, and try to contribute as much as he can on the offense within himself.
Now here is Augustine. And now Philadelphia on the break. Here's Saric. That shot misses. Gordon with the defensive effort. The Magic trail by 19.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
We take a look here at Evan Fournier, mostly out there for offense, guys. Has a good deep game as he has impressive career numbers from the 3 line. For the amount he scores as a wing player, I think he's pretty efficient.
And he makes the first. And for Fournier, good from deep, as you said, Clark, especially on catch and shoot shots.
Well, he's a reliable scorer, Kevin, and in large part due to how diverse his offensive game is. I mean, he can get a shot for himself or others, and he can work off the dribble or off the catch. He's not a big name, but this is a guy who will continue to get double digits for you when you give him sufficient playing time.
Now here's Embiid. 8 points for him. Count it, good.
And you can see how comfortable Embiid is, feeling like nobody can guard him in the paint. And he's right.
The Magic trail by 19. Here's Augustine. He kicks to Bamba. Outside Fournier. The Magic again can't hit. 76ers have gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the second quarter. Just under 50% shooting.
Risky pass there. They're lucky to retain possession this time.
Vucevic checked in for Bamba. Here's Embiid. Augustine grabs the board.
Tell you, that is not what they want. A contested jump shot, the defense right on him. You need to get a better shot than that.
Ross passes to Gordon. Shoots over Covington. The Magic again can't hit.
And as he squares up for mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Yeah, I like the fact, Greg, that he crowded the shooter there, made him uncomfortable, got into his airspace a bit. Looked like he forced the shot. Just cannot find the rhythm. Still yet to hit a shot this quarter.
And here we go. Saric, the fast break chance. Gordon with the defensive effort.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
And he overshot that one, missing. The 76ers leading by 19. Embiid sets the pick for Simmons. To the inside. And there's Embiid. That's good on the assist by Simmons. Simmons got his 6th assist on the night. Here's Augustine. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Gordon with a screen on Simmons. Augustine dishes to Gordon. And they double up Gordon. Back to Augustine. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Embiid the screen. Pass to Covington. Kicks it to Embiid. Simmons against Augustine. Saric. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And, you know, last season the Magic fell short of their goals, dealt with a lot of injuries, and just had a lot of holes in their roster, too. What was an uphill battle to begin with became really an impossible one.
shots. Roof shots.
And the first one drops. And as you said, the Magic last season dealt with numerous injuries.
Yeah, you know, the fact of the matter, Kevin, is the Magic just didn't have enough talent to compete either, in spite of the injuries. Rebounding the ball was an issue, and they didn't have any area of the game that they were really great in.
Simmons checked in for Orlando. Saric nails them both. The Magic trail by 21.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Picked by Vucevic. And Augustine kicks to Fournier. Here's Vucevic. That's his 4th basket of the game, and he's only taken 4 shots. Off to a good start.
And throughout his career, you like to see this in a player. Vucevic has worked on expanding his range. Now he has a very reliable stroke from the mid-range area.
Now here's Saric. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Chicago over Gordon. Saric, that's good. Saric has got 10.
How about that? Redick showing the same kind of accuracy on that pass as he has on his 3-point shots, which is quite remarkable. That's how you drop a dime, though.
Here's Gordon. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Charlotte.
And he also made his presence felt on the defensive side as well. 3 block shots were registered in that game.
Vucevic's screen on Covington. Augustine, no luck. Philadelphia leading by 21. Covington with the bucket. Covington's got his first bucket in this one.
And I like the guts from Covington there. I mean, definitely getting bodied a little on his shot, but still keeps his focus and gets it to go down.
Now here is Augustine. Dishes it to Gordon. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And although Gordon had never won a dunk contest, there's no doubt that he is one of the league's most lethal artists in the air.
Yeah, he really is. Creative, great bounce and strength. Was recorded at the combine with a 39-inch vertical. I think he gets off the floor much higher than that at times. He's got great power and a good frame. You know, if you see Gordon coming down the lane with a step, you better run for cover if you don't want to be posterized.
And the first one drops.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Yeah, I don't think it's an accident that aggressiveness correlates with playing better. So the aggressiveness is starting to pay off.
And the 76ers with a completely new group now. The Magic also changing it up. Owandu's checked in, and it's Grant in for Augustine. And he can't hit the second.
Well, sometimes it just takes an opportunity in the NBA, and Aaron Gordon has made the most of it. Since taking over that power forward role full-time, he has shown remarkable improvement. Plays with more confidence and aggression on offense and has transformed himself as a player.
Nice looking floater there, Kevin. Such a fast shot, a quick release. Really hard to guard that.
Now here's Fultz, guarded by Simmons. Just his first attempt, and no good, trying to use the glass. And for Gordon, in his first full season as a starter, he instantly became a star in the league.
And when he was taken 4th overall, this was the type of player the team was hoping he'd become. His outside shot has improved by leaps and bounds and always plays with speed and athleticism. And now I think he's got a much more fully rounded game, which makes him dangerous.
And he knocks down the first one. And the 76ers last season making it to the conference semifinals, Clark, before they were dispatched by the Boston Celtics.
And I guarantee you, Kevin, if you told any fan that would be their fate at the start of the season, they'd have banked that and went with it. Team had a great learning experience as they got past Miami and then lost to the Celtics. I think this group will be highly motivated to take the next step going forward.
McConnell passes to Muscala. At the elbow, Fultz. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Here's Grant. Here's Isaac. It's deflected. Now, here's McConnell. Defense right on him, and the shot goes in from Fultz.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Now, here's Vucevic. 8 points for him. Here's Owandu. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe. The first one falls. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. 29 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. McConnell kicks to Muscala. Johnson at the elbow, and it's Jonathan Isaac with the foul. That's his first foul. "20 seconds left in the first half. Passes it to Chandler. For the 3, And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Markelle Fultz. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. 12 seconds left in the second quarter. And there's the foul. It'll go on T.J. McConnell. That's his first foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the free throw line. The Magic have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12. The free throw drops for Grant. And Grant drops them both. 6 seconds left to play here in the half. Here's Fultz, and the 76ers tack on 2 more.
Boy, hard not to admire the fluid release Fultz has. I mean, love seeing him switch right from dribbling into a shot. Off the dribble, knock it down.
And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers riding high with a 23-point lead heading into the break. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Clifford. What was the biggest problem for your guys in the first half?
Well, you know what? We're a defensive team first, and we've been good defensively. We've been organized. We weren't that in that first half, and that's what we got to concentrate on to get the game going back our way.
See if you revert back to your form in the second half. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Good to have you back. Ernie Johnson with Kenny the Jet Smith and the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Joel Embiid having an outstanding game. He had 12 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 steals. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, they were completely in rhythm shooting the basketball. Just watching the flow of their offense, everything clicked into place. Fantastic shot selection. They took advantage of everything the defense gave them.
Shaq, what'd you think about Orlando?
Well, they were playing like it was Christmas, Ernie, giving up a lot of turnovers. There's no excuses for the turnover numbers, sloppy ball handling. They look out of control, and the execution was all over the place.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side,
my brother.
Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Joel Embiid has been sensational.
Yeah, and the fact he's posted a double-double with about half the game left to play, that's impressive.
And you know what, Greg? He's showing no signs of slowing down now. This game has been all him, and he's been a force.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Clark, you were in Indiana after being drafted by the Pacers for a few seasons. Who are some of the more talented guys you played with there?
Well, Herb Williams, a teammate of mine at Ohio State, really outstanding big guy, mobile, could shoot it, excellent defender, shot blocker, and a high-quality guy. Vern Fleming was a guard that had size, excellent defender, driver of the ball. Wayman Tisdale, may he rest in peace. We lost Wayman a number of years ago to cancer. But really a gifted scorer. Steve Stepanovich, he and I both had to retire about the same time due to different knee trouble, and he was a rugged, mobile, good shooting big guy who I think would have continued to excel had he not had to retire.
Simmons runs the show with Redick at the 2, Covington at the 3, and Šarić at the 4. And it's Embiid in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia.
Man, I like the three-point stroke of Ross. Gets it off so effortlessly. Man, he's got terrific form.
Redick against Fournier. Redick dishes to Simmons. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play.
I mean, he's just been brilliant today, guys, and it was the same exact story last time out.
I wasn't quite sure if he'd be able to maintain that same level of play. I had my doubts coming into this game, but consider my doubts disappeared.
On the free throw, no good. Ben Simmons, such a force when catching the ball, moving at the rim. But you know, Clark, he can get there on his own just as well.
Yeah, he's got a great knack for being able to get where he wants to with the ball. His size and strength and agility certainly help him. And he understands angles. This guy is just a jump shot away from being virtually unguardable, in my opinion.
Now here's Šarić, following the miss by Evan Fournier.
I think the offensive game of Šarić is really good and continues to evolve. Encouraging to see him be aggressive inside.
And stolen by Redick. And now Philadelphia on the break. Redick's got the...
Really can't let Simmons get going off of these dunks. I mean, his confidence just rises when he slams it down like that.
And a terrific bit of chaos there in the replay, presented by the Under Armour Hover Havoc. Augustine passes to Gordon. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Embiid's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. That's on Evan Fournier.
Right now, Simmons is a question with no answer. A tenacious scorer who finishes with muscle through contact.
That's good from Simmons. Mark, one of the strong points that the Orlando Magic team has is their balance.
Well, they've got a number of players, Kevin, that can go for double digits on any night. That's always nice. Good depth on this roster as well. And when you don't have an elite star or talent, these are the kind of things you look for in building your team.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Orlando Magic has struggled to find difference-making players in the draft or in free agency. Their goal is to get younger but get better at the same time, and it's difficult to do even in the Eastern Conference, but Orlando is determined to get this right. Kevin?
And the journey continues for them and a lot of teams. DA, thank you. Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
Well, you just love the way that J.J. Redick moves on offense. He keeps his defender occupied, constantly on the lookout for operating room to get his shot off. He comes off screens extremely well, uses angles and craftiness. Terrific off-the-ball movement by one of the best shooters in the league.
Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Now the 76ers with it. They're on an 11-2 run. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. And it's 9 points for J.J. Redick. And for Redick in his movement on offense, Clark, most know him as a shooter, but he does so much more.
Yeah, he does. He moves well without the ball. He's a better defender than he gets credit for. He's a guy that can put it on the deck now and drive when you close out to him poorly. His game has grown really quite nicely, and we know what he is as a shooter, a laser.
Just 4 to shoot. Near the three-point line, it's Augustine. Simmons with the defensive effort.
You know, Kevin, his team is struggling a bit right now. I mean, I hope he can find his rhythm and start making his shots out there soon. Otherwise, ... The
Magic have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Inside, stolen by Bamba. Fournier against Reddick. Three-pointer Augustine hits it from three-point range. Augustine's got 5.
And that quick trigger of Augustine, not giving the defense any chance to block the shot off the pass.
Pass to Simmons. It drops. That's his 9th field goal of the contest. A blistering hot 9 for 11.
Well, I tell you what, he's putting together quite a game here, knocking down shots and building upon this lead.
Now here's Gordon. 5 points in the game. And the rejection by Embiid.
And Embiid is a determined defender. I mean, swatting away shots. He's got excellent reach and timing. Makes him a good shot blocker.
Here's Sharch. And the basket is good. Sharch has got 4 this quarter. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Philadelphia.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
But also, they put the offense on its heel. Look at the number of steals they've been able to get. And that's something they also can take great pride in.
Shot clock at 3. Here's Fournier. Sharch grabs the board. Sharch has got 4 rebounds now tonight. And it's Simmons penetrating.
Yeah, you know, one of the under-talked about strengths of the Philadelphia 76ers is how they play team defense. I mean, they were top-rated defensively in opponent's field goal percentage last year.
He's got free throw attempts number 4 and 5 here. And the first one at the line is good. And for the Orlando Magic, the 2017-18 season, Clark, not a great one, but they did have some bright spots.
Well, they saw what Aaron Gordon can do. That's a positive. Had a chance to grow some young players like Jonathan Isaac. A tough season for sure, but this is all part of evaluating what you have and where you stand.
Clark, an interesting aspect of the one-and-done controversy. Increasingly, these guys are being asked to take on a big role in the NBA right away.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I'm all for guys that have the unique ability and opportunity to play pro basketball out of high school or after 1 or 2 years of college. I would love to see college kids hang around for 2 or 3 years, but that's not realistic for the supremely gifted. But it does put pressure on your teams if you're expecting these young guys to come in and impact winning right away. It takes a little time, in most cases, for even really highly talented players to become winning NBA players.
Orlando's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Bamba setting the pick for Fournier. He feeds it to Bamba to end the run, and he lays it up and in.
Loving the toughness there from Bamba. Just needs to keep proving that he's not to be messed with.
And Simmons kicks to Reddick. The dish now to Covington. The three-pointer no good. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession.
All right, a moment to check out stats for Embiid. Coming off a terrific season. Put up about 23 points per, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists. And you can't downplay the importance of good size off the bench.
Space invader, a big guy who simply holds his ground and makes opponents work around him. That's good stuff.
Now here's Simmons. 21 points in the game. Drills the three-pointer. Covington's got his second bucket tonight.
Yeah, and off screens, he's really effective. I mean, he's very efficient in how he moves without the ball. And we know he doesn't need much time or space to get a shot off.
Sharch against Gordon. Back to Augustine. Gordon a screen. 13 feet away. Augustine no luck.
Well, I think he shouldn't have forced that one. Instead, he should have passed it off.
Now here's Simmons. To the middle. Embiid, no good.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Offensive rebound. Bamba passes to Ross. And Robert Covington picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Philadelphia. Then for the Magic, Jonathan Isaac comes in for Terrence Ross. And it's Grant in for Augustine. Gordon kicks to Grant. And stolen by Simmons. Chandler outside. Rebound by the Magic. Gordon's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. And Robert Covington picks up the foul. And that'll be his third foul so far. And Philadelphia will go for a different look here. Amir Johnson's checked in for Embiid. Muscala comes in for Robert Covington. Fultz, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Ben Simmons. Here's a Wundu. That one drops for him. A Wundu's got 6. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. McConnell passes to Johnson. Back to McConnell. Tipped away and out of bounds as the Magic will gain possession. With a break in the action, let's show you the teams with the most second chance points last year. 5th on the list, the 76ers.
This was a team that was really savvy when it came to getting position under the boards and then getting those offensive putbacks.
Grant kicks to a Wundu. He dishes it to Vucevic. Orlando moving the ball around. Here's a Wundu. He's covered by McConnell. And Simmons is right there.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Fultz with the ball. Now guarded by Simmons. Scooped up. Muscala. And sticking right with it. Gets the foul with the bucket. And he'll go to the line.
And that kind of sums up the defensive effort we've seen here tonight, guys.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And over the course of last year, he was up over 90%. And with a stroke like that, you see why.
You know, he really did excel at the stripe. I mean, they couldn't have asked for too much more from him when it came to knocking down free throws.
That's good from Muscala.
And done a much better job from the line this half. They've gotten that percentage up over 80 for the game.
Screen by Simmons. Grant kicks to Simmons. The pass to Vucevic. Vucevic setting the pick for Grant. Clock at 4, and it's Orlando with another.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Chandler outside. And Wilson Chandler, one of those talented guys who's battled injuries, Clark, throughout his career.
He's one of those guys you love watching play because all he does is try to win and make winning plays. He can give you good minutes, not much of a scorer, but he's a better playmaker and a better wing defender now, too.
That free throw, no good.
Hey, grit and grind are words that fit Chandler because that's what he brings to his team, that sandpaper edge and toughness, a guy who doesn't give an inch and is always fighting.
And the second free throw, good. Orlando's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Screen by Simmons. Grant kicks to Simmons. He gets that one. Simmons got 4 points now in the quarter.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Fultz the pass to Johnson. Another shot, and it's good on the way in.
You know, you look at Johnson, he's in that upper echelon when you talk about offensive rebounders, so you've got to account for him.
Grant kicks to Vucevic. Pass to Awandu. Grant outside. They get it again. A second chance effort. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And the size and skill set that Vucevic possesses makes it hard for defenders. He's agile as a 7-footer, and he also has enough body and knows how to use it that defenses have a real problem with.
Shooting 2.
No good on that one.
You know, guys, Nikola Vucevic is a very skilled big man out of USC. He rebounds well, scores it from inside, and has a nice touch. He's got a really well-rounded offensive game as a center. Even added a 3-ball to his repertoire recently to further stretch out interior defenses.
And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. And with Vucevic, he's an established scorer, but also a very unselfish player.
Yeah, he's a very smart player, too. A big guy with nice mobility, excellent hands, passes well for his position, works inside out. And as he continues to mature, I think you could see Vucevic leaning more and more on his ability to set others up out of the post rather than just looking for his own shot.
And a wide open look for Simmons. Here's Isaac. And they had their chances, 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty.
Oh, no, he's the last guy you want to put on the line. You can just about book the points every time he steps up there.
And, you know, Brett Brown has seen it all in Philly. The good and bad times, was the head coach for their lowest points as this team rebuilt. Now he's reaping the fruits of his labor and persistence as he leads a star-studded Sixers team that has great potential.
That's good from Muscala. And Clark, you have to applaud management for the way they stuck with Brown as the team was turning things around.
Yeah, I love it, Kevin. I really do. I mean, being able to see the long-term picture and stay with a coach who you believe is the right one for your group. Very impressive work by the Sixers. You know, injuries and a lack of talent were the issue early, not the coaching. The players love Brown, and rarely are coaches afforded as much time and patience as this franchise gave Brown. I applaud him.
Grant kicks to Vucevic. Got it. Good job in the low post. Vucevic has got 10.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
McConnell passes to Muscala. Chandler a screen and stolen by Simmons. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
He's been much more effective in the second half than he was in the first.
And Jonathan Simmons taking on more playing time after his big contract deal, starting to adjust to what comes with that.
Yeah, all players want the money and minutes, but it's a greater responsibility. More was asked of Simmons on both ends of the floor, Kevin, and I think for the most part he came up in good stead. He did get pushed to the limit physically as he matched his previous career high in minutes about halfway through last season, but he'll be better for it going into this season.
And Jonathan Simmons, the explosive wing player, went undrafted but has earned a spot in the NBA after a strong couple of years in the G League. Now he's established himself as a potent offensive player.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Free throw good, Wilson Chandler. Chandler hits them both. Orlando's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Picked by Vucevic. Grant dishes to Vucevic. And he uses the glass on the layup. Vucevic has got 12.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Now here's Chandler. 11 points in the game. Shot clock at 6. The 76ers with another miss. Now here's Simmons, guarded by Fultz. Grant kicks to Vucevic. And no good trying to get that one. And so it's Philadelphia rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. And they're winning the turnover battle very easily in this one. We've got more in store for you right after this. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And, you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
It sure is. I mean, he's a maestro. Great vision, terrific IQ, everything you want in a point guard.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. On the court for Orlando, Vucevic is out there with Martin. Then there's Jonathan Isaac. Then there's Grant, and it's a 1-2 in at the shooting guard.
And, you know, Bayless is really lethal in pick and roll sets. It's extremely helpful having a guy like him who knows when to shoot and when to pass.
No good from Grant. The 76ers shooting an outstanding 53% for the game. Johnson the screen. And here's Smith. Johnson outside. Fires for 3. Bayless's shot is off. The Magic shooting 39% from the floor. Not their best. A 1-2. Here's Martin. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
Yeah, those are back crushers. I mean, they really crack your back when you give teams second shots like that.
Mozgov, he's checked in for Orlando.
One shot, gentlemen.
That one misses for Martin. Mark, these days, less emphasis on divisional rivalries, more emphasis, it seems, on conference rivalries. Are you reading that the same way?
Yeah, I am, and I think part of it is because winning your division doesn't necessarily affect your playoff seeding the way it used to. And I think if we get rid of conferences, the rivalries could shift again. So I've already laid out my position on conferences. Let's stay East and West.
Now here's Bayless. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Bayless has got 5 points now this quarter.
And, you know, throughout Bayless's career, he's proven to be quite dependable from outside. If you don't get a hand up on him, he'll drop in that perimeter shot for you.
Here's Isaac. Passes it to a 1-2. Another miss by Orlando. Philadelphia has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Shamet, he's covered by Grant. 5 to shoot. Cans it from downtown.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooting.
Orlando's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. They set the pick. Here's a 1-2, covered by Smith. Awandu kicks to Grant. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
Boy, they've been terrific from beyond here in the second.
Exactly what the doctor ordered. Those three-point bombs will erase the deficit quickly if they can keep it up.
Now, here is Muscala. Shamet, he's covered by Grant. Pass to Bayless. Isaac with the steal. Here's Grant. He shoots again, and the layup is up and in.
Great effort, terrific instincts. That's just solid all-around play, Kevin.
Philadelphia has gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. And Bayless kicks to Smith. Down low, stolen by Martin. And now Orlando on the break. Here's Awandu. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Okay, nice job here in the second half. Field goal percentage is way up from what it was at halftime when it was just barely above 30%.
Inside, Mozgov with the steal, and Grant with the clear path to the hoop. Add another make to his scoring column. His 5th basket of the game. Now shooting 5 of 11.
And he has starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Kicks it to Johnson. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Muscala, the pass to Bayless. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on Timothy Mozgov. That's his first foul. Simmons checked in for Muscala. The Magic also changing it up. Gordon's checked in for Jonathan Isaac. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Jaren Grant. Deep 2 from Bayless. And the shot is long.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
I agree with you. Not a good shot, not good offense. They can get a much better look than that, but they're going to need to be patient to do so.
And the Magic making a change here. Here is Ross. Connects from three-point range.
And that's where Ross has been most efficient. Raining it off the catch. Love it.
Timeout called the 76ers. In terms of competitive balance, Clark, with 2-3 teams being the heavy favorites every year, what do the other teams really have to play for?
Well, first and foremost, the opportunity to rewrite that script. I mean, just because teams are heavy favorites don't mean they're going to prevail in competition. So that's the first thing. And you never know what can happen. We've talked about it before, Kevin, the unpredictability of teams and seasons, how they play out, injuries, personnel, all of that stuff factors in. So if you're a competitor, you want to knock off whoever's expected to be the top team.
Here's Bamba after Ben Simmons' bucket. From outside, off the mark. He kicks it to Covington. The basket good off the assist from Simmons.
Just a tremendous feel for the game. Simmons is so gifted at reading the floor.
It's Fournier on the wing. And the pass to Bamba. Back to Fournier. 5 on the clock. Gordon a screen. Off the screen. Fournier's shot is off. For Philadelphia, they've gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Goes up the baseline. Was shot by Redick, no good.
And sometimes, you know, you don't capitalize off a good shot or a good look. Still, you got to keep letting those good looks fly.
Gordon kicks to Ross. All sorts of time. Good on the jump shot.
And after an abysmal first half from the field, the shots now starting to fall.
The 76ers leading by 23. Here's Simmons. And Bamba pulls it down. Bamba's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Took him no time at all on that one. 14 points for Evan Fournier.
From the mid-range area, Fournier very, very gifted. As a pure shooter, he's as good as we have in the league.
And Redick kicks to Simmons. Back to Redick. Embiid trying to break loose. Was shot by Redick, no good. The Magic trail by 21. Augustine with it. Feeds it to Bamba. Back to Augustine. And Embiid with the block. And he recovers it. And there's the call on Dario Saric. That's foul number 2 for him. To the middle. Goes up again.
And they've shown a little extra hustle on the offensive glass here in the second half. Second chance points are starting to add up for them, and they can use every one of them.
Here's Simmons following the score by Mohamed Bamba. Puts it up from 12, and Bamba pulls it down.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish.
Ross kicks to Augustine. Saric outside. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock. And the 76ers lead by 21. And it's Orlando's ball. They're on an 18-6 run. Pass to Fournier. Gordon a screen. Nice shot there by Bamba.
And really, when Bamba has this positioning, you got to get it to him. He's a very reliable scorer from there.
Saric outside. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Here's a look at the schedule for the Orlando Magic. On Monday, they'll be facing Kyrie Irving and the Boston Celtics. Then on Thursday, they'll be playing against Damian Lillard and the Portland Trail Blazers.
And for that matchup with the Kings, this is one where it would take a complete meltdown for them not to come away with the win. Anything can happen, but I'd be shocked if they don't come out on top. And right now, at about 85% from the line, that's up from where it was in that first half.
Saric nails them both. Average value of an NBA team, Clark, over $1 billion. And I can't even believe I'm saying that, but the league wasn't always so healthy and always thriving the way it is now.
Yeah, every business goes through periods of prosperity and challenge. The league, NBA, no different. Early 80s, there were real struggles and challenges. Then there was a real bump as we got into the late 80s and into the 90s. Plateaued a bit, and now we're on a great ascension. But the players and the league have really worked well together to bring the league to a greater level of popularity and success in this time period now. And you can't discount the big money from TV contracts. That fuels the fire quite a bit as well.
That one is good from Joel Embiid.
Setting quality screens using that big body of his. Dario Saric gives himself up for his teammates.
Simmons against Augustine. Outside Fournier. Here's the screen. Shoots over Redick. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. And it's Covington atop the key. And stolen by Fournier. Hands of the ball out of bounds. Fournier last touched it. Philadelphia's gone 3 of 4 from downtown here in the fourth. Here's Embiid. His three-pointers off the mark. Orlando's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Fournier against Redick. Fournier's shot is off.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Redick with the bucket.
Tell you what, with the long-range game Redick has, you can sometimes forget how good his mid-range game is, too.
Bamba setting the pick for Augustine. And the rejection by Embiid. Gordon with a screen on Redick. 6 on the shot clock. Fournier passes to Ross. Covington with the steal. The feed to Simmons. Stolen by Gordon. Ross with a wide open look, and good. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine.
Yeah, nice vision from the little fella there, Augustine, making it easy for his teammates by finding the open man.
And Simmons kicks to Redick. Passes to Embiid. The fader. It doesn't go for him. And Orlando the other way now. Outside Fournier. Pass to Ross. Lob pass to Gordon. No good. The 76ers leading by 23. Covington passes to Embiid. And it's blocked.
The main thing you get with Bamba, imposing defender, shot blocker, alters everything in the paint.
Always got to patrol the three-point line. When you don't, you suffer the consequences.
And Simmons kicks to Redick. Shoots over Fournier. Here's Embiid. Gets that one through the hole. Make him now 7 of 13 in this game.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the 76ers.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And it will be a fight, Greg. When you see an opponent that many times, it's inevitable that those games take on a little extra added meaning for the players.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Ben Simmons.
And the sharing of the sugar, very impressive. I mean, he seemed to know exactly when to get the ball to his teammates.
And here are the 76ers now. After the Magic pick up 2, 6 to shoot, and Redick kicks to Saric. Goes back up. There's the pass to Covington. Simmons with it. Pass to Embiid. Over Bamba. And Embiid, the bucket on the assist by Simmons. And the 76ers lead by 20. And it's Orlando's ball. Gordon with the screen for Augustine. Pass to Gordon. Over Simmons. And it's Gordon missing. Outside, Redick. Simmons on the wing. And out of bounds as the Magic will gain possession.
Simply missed a connection there. I mean, I like the unselfishness. Admirable, but just not the result.
Here is Augustine. So it's Philadelphia winning this one easily. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. See you next time.